Today, we are talking about something that has a lot of people watching California closely right now. The idea of taxing billionaires and ultra high net worth individuals based not on income, but on their actual wealth. And this is important because if California ever successfully pulls something like this off, there's a good chance that other states could eventually try and follow. Now, before we jump in, let me be super clear. California does not currently have a true wealth tax in place. If you're wealthy in California today, the state is not sending you a yearly bill based on your net worth. But lawmakers and political groups have absolutely been pushing towards that direction, and some of the newest proposals are the closest that we've seen yet. Let's break down what that actually means, why it's controversial, what's actually being proposed, and whether this could realistically happen. First, let's define what a wealth tax actually is. Most taxes in America are based on transactions or income. You earn money, income tax. You buy something, sales tax. You own property, property tax. You sell an investment, capital gains tax. But a wealth tax is different. A wealth tax looks at what you own, your total net worth, and taxes that. So imagine someone owns stocks, businesses, real estate, artwork, investments, cash, and other assets, and their total net worth is several billion dollars. A wealth tax proposal could potentially tax a percentage of that wealth annually, even if that person didn't sell anything at all. That's why this gets controversial very fast. Supporters of it say if billionaires keep getting richer while ordinary people struggle, shouldn't they contribute more? Critics say you're taxing unrealized gains and paper wealth that hasn't actually been converted into cash. And honestly, both sides understand this is a massive issue. Now, in California specifically, this conversation has grown because California already has some of the highest taxes in the country. The top state income tax rate is already over 13%. Capital gains are taxed as ordinary income in California. Property owners deal with insurance increases, regulation, and rising costs. So the concern among wealthy residents and business owners is, at what point do people simply leave? And that's not hypothetical anymore. Over the past several years, California has seen a noticeable migration of wealthy individuals and businesses to states like Texas, Nevada, Florida, Tennessee, and Arizona. And a lot of those states have either no state income tax or significantly lower tax burdens. So now California is in this balancing act. How do you generate more revenue without pushing out the very people generating much of the tax base? Because here's something many people don't realize. A very small percentage of taxpayers contribute a massive percentage of California's income tax revenue. That means if even a small number of ultra-high earners leave, it can have a surprisingly large impact on state revenue. Now, one of the more talked about proposals recently involved targeting billionaires specifically, not millionaires, not upper middle class business owners. Actual billionaires. The proposal discussed a one-time tax based on net worth above $1 billion. And one reason this became national news was because some versions of these proposals included language attempting to still tax individuals after they left California. That's where the phrase exit tax started getting thrown around. Now, technically, California does not currently have a formal exit tax. But critics argued that if California tries to continue taxing wealth accumulated while someone lived in that state, that starts looking very similar. And legally, this is where things get really messy. Because the Constitution creates serious limitations around states interfering with interstate movement and taxation. So if California passed an aggressive wealth tax tomorrow, there would almost certainly be immediate lawsuits. And honestly, many legal experts believe portions would be challenged very aggressively in court. Another huge issue is valuation. Think about this. How do you determine someone's wealth accurately every single year? If someone owns a private company, commercial real estate, startup investments, crypto, or rare assets, these values can fluctuate dramatically. One year, a startup might be valued at billions, and the next year, it could collapse. So opponents argue that wealth taxes become extremely difficult to administer fairly. Then there's the liquidity issue. This is another big one. Let's say someone technically has a net worth of $2 billion because they own a company, but they may not actually have billions sitting in cash. So critics ask, are you forcing people to sell parts of businesses or assets every year just to pay taxes on theoretical valuations? That becomes a very real concern. Now, supporters of wealth taxes push back and say these individuals have benefited enormously from infrastructure, markets, labor systems, and public resources. They also argue that extreme wealth concentration creates inequality, and that existing tax systems allow many ultra-wealthy individuals to avoid paying taxes proportional to their wealth growth. And again, this is why this debate keeps growing politically, especially as home affordability, inflation, and economic inequality become larger national conversations. But from an economic standpoint, one of the biggest fears is capital flight, meaning if taxes become too aggressive, wealthy individuals simply relocate. And in today's world, that's often easier than people think, especially for investors, tech founders, online business owners, and high net worth individuals with multiple residences. We've already seen major names move headquarters or residency out of California over the last several years. So lawmakers have to consider, would a wealth tax actually generate more revenue, or would it shrink the tax base over time? That's the trillion-dollar question. And honestly, nobody fully knows. Some economists argue the symbolism alone matters. Others argue the economic consequences would outweigh the benefits. Now, personally, I think what's more likely near term is not a broad wealth tax on ordinary successful people. I think what's more likely is highly targeted political messaging around billionaires specifically. Because politically, there's a huge difference between taxing billionaires versus taxing people worth $5 or $10 million. Those are completely different conversations emotionally and politically. And that distinction matters. I also think California is probably more likely to continue aggressively auditing residency claims than successfully implementing a broad annual wealth tax. Meaning, if someone says, I moved to Nevada, California may look closely at where they spend their time, where their business operates, where their family members live, where doctors are, where memberships are, and where financial activity actually occurs. That's already happening. And for many wealthy Californians, that's the political concern right now more than a formal wealth tax bill. Now, stepping back, bigger picture. This conversation really reflects something happening across the country, a growing divide over how America should handle wealth creation, taxation, and inequality. Some people believe the ultra-wealthy are undertaxed. Others believe high taxation discourages investment, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And California often becomes the testing ground for these debates because of its size, economy, politics, and concentration of wealth. So whether you agree with wealth taxes or strongly oppose them, this is definitely a conversation worth paying attention to. Because policies aimed at billionaires today can eventually shape broader tax conversations tomorrow. And even if none of these proposals fully become law, they still influence business decisions, investment strategies, location trends, and long-term planning for high earners. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you for or against it? Do you think billionaires should pay an extra annual tax on wealth itself? Or do you think taxing unrealized wealth creates dangerous economic incentives? Drop your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.